Well, the spotlight is now on a story that cuts to the heart of governance and public trust because a 30 crore rupee controversy is shaking the corridors of Maharashtra's Public Works Department. An internal PWD investigation, not an opposition allegation or a leaked document, but the department's own findings, has revealed serious procedural and financial lapses in the renovation of ministerial bungalows in Mumbai. There are loads of details to unpack at the moment, from lavish granite cladding to inflated furniture bills, contracts split in violation of long-standing PWD norms. This report actually reads like a manual of what not to do with the public money. And even more shocking is the fact that there was no clearance, it seems, from the Chief Minister's office, which is a clear breach of protocol that's been in place since 1992. All this when the state cites budgetary stress to delay welfare schemes and infrastructure projects. Sujata has all the details for us at the moment. Let's go across to Sujata to understand what exactly is happening. Sujata, so correct me if I'm wrong, the PWD's own internal report forms the core of this revelation. Can you just take us through what exactly the investigators have found and how deep this alleged misuse of funds really is?
Well, absolutely. And also, this is a very dense report that has come up. And what has exactly happened is the PWD's internal probe has found now serious lapses in the renovation of these ministerial bungalows in Mumbai. And one of the major findings are that there were unnecessary renovation that was done. There were lavish materials like granite that has been used in these bungalows. The furniture and fittings, they are highly overpriced, and multiple contractors have been used. Now, Rohit Pawar, a leader from NCP-SP faction, had raised this issue last year in the Legislative Assembly, after which it was Minister Gulabrao Patil who had clearly stated and asked him to show proof. And thereafter, once the PWD report is finally out, Rohit Pawar tweeted the same and said that, all of his allegations were true. There was stationery that was wrongly procured, and the major violation here is that no CM's approval was obtained while all of this work was done. Now, this entire issue started when social activists they demanded and they filed a complaint in this entire inspection, after which we can see a political fallout, which is, as Rohit Pawar has been mentioning, that large heaps of money have been squandered in this entire process, and yet the government hasn't reacted. But the opposition is demanding audit and accountability in the entire matter, which has again led to a political storm. So several of such allegations they have been put. 13 bungalows have been inspected from December 2024 to July 2025, after which the report was sent out. And the works that were done, there were extremely lavish materials that were used, which is above the permitted limit of amount to be spent. So the costs have been inflated and rules have been violated, after which this report is out. But yes, there are political reactions that will now be coming in from both the factions, of course, wherein what does the government have to say in this entire probe that we have to watch out for.
Sujata, as always, thank you so much for highlighting the key details that have emerged so far. We'll, of course, revert to you for regular updates and to delve deeper. Currently joining us over the phone line from the NCP Sharad Pawar faction, we have with us Mahesh Tapse. Sir, thank you for your time. Rohit Pawar has made these findings public, but beyond the social media outrage that is currently erupting, what concrete legal action is your party currently demanding?
See, first of all, let me tell you that the current government has forgotten the motto of simple living and high thinking, which was founded by our forefathers and founding fathers of the Indian Constitution. Now, this government does not believe in austerity. Today, the government is reeling under a debt of almost 9 lakh crores. Maharashtra is reeling under a debt of 9 lakh crores. And here they are spending lavishly on the renovation of bungalows of ministers, which is so temporary. I mean, there are spendings in government departments, whether it's PWD or infrastructure projects, which have been given 30%, 40% above the tendered price. So this is the kind of corruption that has happened in Maharashtra. I'm happy that some social activists and, of course, our leader Rohit Pawar has highlighted these issues. But the government has forgotten the meaning of austerity. Today, when Maharashtra is reeling under a debt of 9 lakh crores, how can ministers spend money, that too without the approval of the chief minister? This is very shocking. This is very embarrassing. I mean, does the CM have any sort of control over the fiscal policy and the fiscal spendings of this government? This is the question that a Maharashtrian citizen like me would want to ask the government. Does the CM have any kind of a fiscal control over the spending of his ministers, whether they might be of the ally or his own party? So the answer is absolutely no. The CM is turning a blind eye to these kind of things, and I don't know why he's satisfying the fantasies of these people, whereas they should be living in absolute austerity. Today, if your house is under debt of such a huge amount, I mean, what should be your way of life? You're spending so much money just to live lavishly, and that too at the cost of public exchequer. This is absolutely uncalled for.
Right, so no clearance from the Chief Minister's office, which is actually a clear breach of protocol that's been in place since the 1990s. And all this when the state cites budgetary stress to delay welfare schemes and infrastructure projects. Mr. Tapsedu, tell us, would your party commit to a transparent audit of all ministerial expenditures, even from previous years too, including your own tenure then?
If you remember, when last year Ajit Dada presented his budget, I was the person as a spokesperson and demanded that a white paper on the fiscal status of Maharashtra has to be tabled and made public. What is the debt? What is the borrowing? What is the loan? What is the interest that the government is paying? What are the dues that are due to the contractors? What is the spending on various government projects? How much beyond the prescribed value of the project has been given? So all these things we have demanded, but nothing has come up because this government is absolutely shameless. They don't want to come out with figures. They don't want to put facts in front of the people, and hence they want to avoid any kind of a social and a public audit. So this is my assessment of the government.
Right. Mr. Tapse, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us on behalf of the NCP Sharad Pawar's faction. Also joining us on behalf of the Congress, currently on the broadcast, we have Atul Londe Patil, National Spokesperson of the Congress Party. Mr. Patil, thank you for your time. Are you demanding resignations at this point? Are you demanding a CAG audit, a judicial inquiry, or will this be just another political talking point?
I see this is only a political talking point because this government doesn't owe any kind of a moral responsibility towards the people of Maharashtra. We have seen they have committed so many crimes. Just if you remember the Rohit Arya's case, he was made to hostage 17 kids, 17 children. It was not his fault at all. It was the fault of a government which has deceived Rohit Arya, and finally he committed a crime. There is a dues of 96,000 crores to the small contractors who took up to streets so many times in Maharashtra. They have submitted their demands with the government that we are small contractors and we are under tremendous pressure of paying interest to the banks, to the loans they have taken. But this government is not nudging, but they are spending huge amount of money on the renovation of their bungalows. This is simply besharmpana, nothing less than that. So, under the garb of honest person, Fadnavis is committing crime. He is making our contractors, our people to commit crime.
All right.
What else we can say about it?